Hello leaders, today on this video, I'm going to cover how to conduct the perfect presentation and close anybody. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Todd Conklin. Welcome to the Sales Warrior community. Let's get after it. In previous videos, I've talked about how you can make those deposits, how you can build that no quotient. We talked specifically about how to conduct your first appointment, the interview, so it's not an interrogation, right? It's actually an interview where you're identifying why they do what they do, you're identifying their challenges, and most importantly, areas where you can solve problems, help them get their dreams. But today's the day where you're actually going to show them, you're going to present it to them. And there's some very specific framework that you're gonna have to follow that most people miss. Look, if you're one of those people that gives a presentation and at the end of the presentation, what you're met with is silence, thank you, I'll think about it. This video is for you because chances are you're just missing something small. You're probably doing an incredible job of solving the problem. You're just missing this little thing, and we're going to cover them all. Step one of your second appointment, this is the presentation appointment. It is in your office, it's not in a coffee shop, it's not at somebody's restaurant over lunch, it's in the office because this is a business meeting. Step one is foreshadowing. Y'all, foreshadowing is your ability to say, look, John, I'm going to share with you some solutions to some challenges that I identified. And these solutions, I believe that if you will take them, they're going to change your business and they're going to change your life. If I'm right and you believe as I believe that these were the right solutions for you, at the end of that, I'm going to ask you if you would entertain the idea of coming to work with me. That's foreshadowing. Oftentimes people, they just can't get themselves to do it. Y'all, we are sales professionals. This is what sales professionals do. The chances are the reason that you don't do it is because either A, you don't believe it, B, you just don't understand the steps. You haven't role-played the steps enough so that you're uncomfortable with the transition. Let me help you see it a different way. If you were going to be giving a presentation to somebody and you had the cure for cancer, you showed them the cure for cancer, you presented them the cure for cancer. Are you telling me that you wouldn't offer the cure to cancer to them? You wouldn't say, would you like it? Well, of course you would. It might sound a lot like, John, today I'm gonna show you the cure for cancer. This thing that you have, I'm gonna show you the cure for it. And at the end of this, if you believe in what it is that I shared with you, I'm gonna ask you if you want to take and use the cure for cancer. You'd have no problem whatsoever doing that. So you got to change your mindset. You've got to level up your skill set. You got to deliver and develop the level of confidence because you are competent in your craft. That's being a professional. That's foreshadowing. Step one. Sorry for the interruption. I don't have anything to sell here today. What I do know is the data tells me that 54% of you are watching the videos to the end. 46% are watching the videos but not subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, please do me a favor. Drop down, hit the subscription button, hit the notification button, and make sure you don't miss any of our Sales Warrior training. Back to the video. Step two, we've got to reconfirm. Now look, in the previous training, we talked specifically about you got to come up with 3 or 4 items, nothing more, nothing less, 3 or 4 items where they're challenges that John has in his business. And if he doesn't solve those challenges, he's not going to get the success that he wants, for his why, for his purpose, for the thing that's right here, that's burning, the thing that he will not give up on. You can be the solution. But if you solve the wrong problems, then you have to go back to step 0, and we don't want to do that, right? So John, what I heard from you was here are the 3 things that you were struggling with. And if I could solve those 3 things, that would be great, right? Yes. By the way, the reason we do that, number one, we want to make sure that John knows that we heard him, that John knows that we're thinking about him, and that John knows what to expect. The other reason that we're doing it is because what would happen if between the time that you met and the time that you're meeting now, John solved one of those, or John came up with a much bigger problem because you got him thinking. You'd want to know about that, right? Fantastic. Number 3 is presenting. Presenting probably deserves its own video, its own training, and maybe we should do that. But today I'm going to try to give you the Cliff Notes version. But look, presenting is a skill. You must practice that skill. There are no just born presenters. You have got to work on the craft. There are certain things that have to take place. Number one, where do we present? How do we present? What is the environment that we are presenting in? If we are talking about professional, we must be professional. The tips, if you will, or one of the mistakes that I often see is that you'll have people sitting across a table. You never present across the table. You always present alongside them. These are their dreams, yo. This is their dreams, their aspirations, their why. Let's come up alongside them so that we can look at the sheet of paper and we can present to them. The other thing that I see is, we slide deck them to death. Let's not slide deck them to death, okay? This is a one sheet. We've got 3 challenges that you have solutions to. We're gonna solve those. We're gonna do it together. I'm gonna slide up next to you. I'm gonna say, John, here was the first challenge that we talked about. You agreed that that was a challenge. John, here's my solution. I'm gonna do this, 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 and this. What do you think about that? Isn't that incredible? Heck yeah, it's incredible. John, can I ask you a question? If you had that solution, how many more transactions do you think you could do in a year? I think I could do 4. Write it down. I might even give John the pen. Well, write down 4 next to that, John. And then we do the same thing on the next one. And we do the same thing on the. So let's just, for sake of argument here, we're just gonna say, well, John came up with 10 more transactions. John, your average commission is $10,000. You just came up with an additional 10 transactions. That's $100,000 increase in your income that we just came up with just by sitting down and going through this presentation. John, can I ask you a question? How many years do you plan on being in the business? Oh, well, I plan on being in the business 20 years. John, we just solved and added $2 million of income to you and your family. How does that sound? Pregnant pause. That's spectacular. Now, this is the transition that so many people are like, okay, now what? I just saved them money. I just made them $2 million. Well, now what? Just ask a question. Hey, John, look, of what I showed you here, did you have any questions? Yes. What were they? And you let John ask a question and you answer the question. Y'all, as a salesperson, we need to understand that if somebody's not asking questions, you've already lost the sale. It's already gone. You missed it altogether. Questions are not objections. Questions are invitations for you to help themselves. Help them gain clarity on something that they now are interested in. Like now they're like, oh my gosh, I like this. This is intriguing to me. This is interesting to me. I need to know more. So reframe it in your mind so that you can get them to ask more questions. And then of course, now you're not on the defensive. Now you're excited. Oh my gosh, John, that was a great question. Let's dig into that one, okay? Now, every time you answer the question, do you have any more? Do you have any more? Do you have any more? See, what I'm doing is I've presented, I've gained buy-in, I have now quantified it, and now I'm doing the buy-in, buy-in, buy-in until I get that. Now, at some point, John's not gonna have any more questions. That's fantastic. So John, can I ask you a question of what I've presented and the questions that you asked and I answered? Can I ask, like, what interests you more? Was it the fact that we were able to save you all this time? Was it the fact that we were able to make you all this money? Or was it both? Most of the time, they're gonna say what? Both. Fantastic. John, if you could have both sooner or later, would you choose later or sooner? Well, of course you want it sooner. Sign here. It's closing, y'all. It's simply taking them through the process. If you're really, really, really good at it, it's not going to feel like they're being closed because let's be honest, we're not really closing them on anything. What we're really doing is helping them make a decision that helps them get their dreams and their achievement and their success. It's all of the things that they've always wanted that nobody ever had the skills or the heart or the belief to be able to provide. What you're doing is God's work. It's incredible how you were able to take them through the entire process naturally, without stress or anxiety, and you just took them to the fountain of success for them. That's how to present and close anybody that you want. Hey, if I missed something, put it down in the comments. We would love to hear about it. Ladies and gentlemen, that is exactly how you handle the second appointment. That's exactly how you present to anybody and how you close anybody to get their dreams, their success, their achievement. If you like this video, thumbs up, give me a subscription, share it with a friend that you think that needs to hear this, and I look forward to seeing you on future videos.